academic yo in the leadership rococo, leadership rababare.
It's all the serious stuff,
but with a light-hearted twist.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
And I'm Aghogho Oboh.
Join us 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Right here.
On Hard Facts. On Hard Facts.
Hello, Lagos. Good afternoon. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
Shaku Maku, Lagos. Good afternoon. I'm Aghogho Oboh, and we are ready to roll.
Not even the midweek slump will stop your hard facts. We're here every day giving you the best insights into today's most important topics. We bring them to you, we break them down, we give you the facts so that you can form an informed opinion. And any show you missed from last week, from earlier this week, you can still catch online. Go to Facebook, go to YouTube, Twitter, also Nigeria Info FM. We have a great show for you today. We're starting with the big three. Reps! House of Reps members, they buy foreign cars, but Nigerians cannot get foreign rice. EFCC denies statement by Chairman Magu, but it's caught on video. New allegations in rift between Monguno and Kyari. All of those stories are on the big three. On the glass ceiling today, we're talking about a topic that does not get discussed enough, Aghogho, intimate partner violence against men. We're going to talk about how the abuse many men go through is not talked about. How many men do you know, Aghogho, that come forward and say, I'm getting abused by my wife?
The numbers are beginning to increase also too, because I think because of the visibility coming from the media, a lot of men now can come out, just the same way we saw that happen with women who were being abused, but because we started to give them the opportunity to come air their views, and so many groups, support groups around, allow that happen with the women. We're seeing the same trend begin to happen with the men.
Good. So we're going to talk about that today on the glass ceiling from 4 p.m. We're going to explore how these rules that our culture has created to put women down also affect men badly, because it makes men feel like they have to suffer certain things in silence. On the big hard fact, we're going to get a special report from the newsroom, but I'll also be continuing my conversation with you about child labor. Remember, we started it 2 days ago talking about children begging in the street. Today we're going to bring it closer to home. And after the 6 o'clock news, Dr. Max will be bringing you leadership insights. And as usual throughout the show, we're bringing you the latest updates, including business, entertainment, and sports. But let's get right into the big three.
This is the Big Three.
The big three. On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
You know what to expect on the big three. Stories that everybody is talking about right now. Should government officials buy foreign official cars if they say that you shouldn't buy foreign rice? Why do some government spokespeople make statements that can easily be disproven? And should the presidency comment on the alleged leaked NSA memos? These are our three stories. According to The Punch, members of the House of Representatives have decided to buy brand new 2020 model Toyota Camrys as their official cars. The Punch claims the Green Chamber took the decision in a closed-door session on the 5th of this month. The newspaper further asserts that Nigeria manufactured cars were suggested, but the majority of the members rejected them, Aghogho. Why? What happened to buy Nigerian to grow the Naira? Is that how they say it?
Yeah, but buy Naira to grow the Naira.
Buy Nigeria to grow the... Yeah, you get the thing.
Yeah, so made in Nigeria.
What happened to that?
They should answer the question. Me, I'm not a member of the House of Representatives, but the sort of comments I've been getting and seeing online is similar to the same disapproval which greeted the National Assembly last year when it decided to go ahead with buying SUVs for the leadership of the several committees with the Senate. I think that was going to 5.5 billion naira. I don't think the SUVs were planned to get then, which several civil society groups had dragged them to explain why they have to go on this jamboree spending spree. Appears many of people think the National Assembly don't have a scale of preference in saying what is important right now as a nation in terms of social infrastructure. People would rather have them spend money on things like that. So what's the average cost of a saloon car, which is imported brand new into the country for a member of the House of Rep? Or go back to the same argument, do they really need brand new cars? Many of them already have vehicles, so
fleet.
So you threw in that another couple of billion naira into the already 5.5 controversial billion naira to be spent on the leadership of the several committees for the National Assembly, and you have disgruntled people complaining, why again are we having to go through this? But maybe they probably would have won sympathy if they had decided to go ahead and then buy made in Nigeria vehicles from Nigerian companies who make vehicles here. But I'm not sure that probably would have worked. It's Olusegun Obasanjo who did that in the 80s when he was military head of state, and then was forcing members of his cabinet and all of them to wear what's our local fabric called again?
My question is, why can't you choose to buy foreign rice? Because I've heard a lot of commentators talk about this, and a lot of them have been saying, it should be their choice now. Why should the National Assembly be forced to buy Nigerian cars if the foreign cars are better quality, if they're better value for money? Okay.
They should probably lead by example. But you're surprised that they have decided to go ahead with buying foreign cars. Because, previous times, they've always sided that way. You remember the debate that happened last year over whether or not we should put a law saying that children of people who are politically exposed no longer send your children to schools outside the country. They stamped on it, bet, and said, no way, it can't happen.
Yeah, but these are cars, though.
It's the same psychology, right?
I don't think it's the same thing because, okay, so for instance, yesterday on the Big Three, I talked about the latest inflation numbers, right? Inflation is the highest in almost 2 years. And the finance minister said that it's the border closure causing inflation. Why is that border closed, Aghogho? Partly because government has said it's not okay for you and I to buy foreign rice, Abi.
Good.
They say that the people should choose homegrown rice.
Yes.
And it's not just rice. Before the border closure, there were over 40 items that government said don't buy foreign, buy local. And when Nigerians said we're choosing foreign because the quality is better than local, government said Nigerians were not being patriotic. Now, this same government is now buying foreign cars for itself because it prefers the quality. When we're growing up, they told us what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah, but I'm saying here that
has it been cancelled?
They've never ever sided with made in Nigeria items.
So why are they making us use made in Nigeria items? That's the question.
Yeah,
That's my question.
Well, how many Nigerians even buy made in Nigerian cars is another thing. So people are saying, what sort of comments I'm getting online, use and lead by example the made in Nigerian items. If you're going to encourage Nigerians to use made in Nigerian things, be the first ambassador and be the first one to do it so that people can follow suit. But also, if you go back on over, not just with the education argument with the Nigerian exposed politicians who go abroad for medical treatment, they're top on the list, together with education, with cars, with every other thing.
My point, Aghogho, is if these people are going to be drying foreign cars, especially at a time that customs will start shutting down supermarkets that are selling foreign rice, this should not be happening. We should not be having a conversation about them doing this. But let's come to you who's listening at home. It's 22 minutes past 3. If government is telling Nigerian people to choose local options in spite of quality, shouldn't government be doing the same, like Aghogho is saying? Shouldn't they lead by example? By buying foreign cars and going abroad for medical treatment, have government officials lost the moral right to tell Nigerians to buy Nigeria, to grow the naira? Our phone lines have been going crazy since we started talking about this. So let's talk to you now. 01277 0993, 01277 1993, 01277 2993, and 01277 3993. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yes. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome. What's your name?
I'm Ezekiel calling from Aja.
Ezekiel, welcome. Go ahead.
Ezekiel, I'm calling from Aja.
Go ahead, Ezekiel. You're live on the show. Go ahead. I don't think Ezekiel can hear us. Okay, let's talk to Michael then. Hello, Michael.
Hello?
Yes, welcome.
Good
Go ahead.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm very, very disappointed in the lawmaker for imposing to buy the foreign cars. At least we have an innocent motor at Anambra. At least they are the one that's supposed to show us a good example for us to follow. So if they're buying foreign cars outside, now what do they expect us to do? That is the question I want to know. They're forcing us to buy. Hello?
Yes, we're hearing you. Go ahead.
They are forcing us to buy made in Nigeria rice. Made in Nigeria rice. And they're closing the border. Okay, what is the essence of closing the border? What's the sense of creating a border? And they're the ones that are making the law. They're the ones that's supposed to. In fact, I'm tired of this country.
Please don't be tired. Emma is in Akoka. Hello, Emma.
Good afternoon, Sandra Ezekwesili.
Good afternoon, Emma.
Shaku Maku.
Hey, Makushi.
I almost Googled you. I thought you were missing in action. I said, Google, where is Aghogho?
I'm here, eh?
And you know, a man that doesn't want you to find a black goat will tell you to look for it in the night.
I don't come.
You see, that's why they did a closed door session. So that, you know, they do closed door session in other countries for security issues, but we do closed door session to buy foreign cars. You understand? That's the kind of legislature we have. When we talk, they say that we are anti-government. No, we don't. But look at it. It doesn't make sense. You understand? What is good for Uganda is not good for Guinea. You say buy patriotic. Some laws are not for the rich, are for the poor people, or for the normal people, like the average Nigerian. Do you understand? You don't inspire patriotism. Do you understand? I mean, if you think this one was sad, Sandra, if you think this was sad, remember Nigerian logo of Nigeria Air that didn't take off anyways. The logo was designed abroad. Logo.
I remember.
And we later even found that it was plagiarized. So all this rhetoric, that's why I criticize rhetoric a lot. All this rhetoric they do, I want to see what you are doing. You know, it's very, very sad, Sandra.
Emma, thanks for calling us. Our second story is a bit funny. At least it would have stayed funny if EFCC had decided to not respond. Let's tell you about that after this break. It's 25 minutes past 3.
Stay right here on the Big Three on 99.3 Cherry Info. This is the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Our second story, a bit of controversy on social media last night as the official Twitter handles of the EFCC and the cable got into an argument. First, the online publication tweeted a story from its website claiming that the EFCC chair, Ibrahim Magu, said corruption was the cause of coronavirus. The cable claimed Magu made the statement during a public speech. Next, the EFCC handle tweeted at the cable and accused it of spreading false information. The EFCC said, quote, "This information is false and misleading," end of quote. The EFCC went on to give its own quote of what the acting chairman said. They said, quote, "Tackling corruption is a clarion call. Given that corruption is a huge burden to the nation, it is worse than cancer, Ebola virus, coronavirus, and all the other deadly diseases put together," end of quote. And then EFCC now wrote, "Correct this, please." But the cable did not make a correction or a retraction. Instead, they posted a video recording of Ibrahim Magu himself making the speech complete with audio. And here's what he said.
Your Excellency, corruption is the biggest strategy to humankind. Your Excellency, corruption is worse than all the diseases now running about. And I strongly believe, Your Excellency, that even coronavirus is caused by corruption.
Aghogho, what did you hear?
Coronavirus caused by corruption.
Is that what you heard? Are you sure that's what you heard? Is that what you heard? So you heard.
Someone has tampered with the script. You know, we had this problem with the former Inspector General of Police over what I was saying. What was that? You know, that people began to argue that it was a glitch or something.
I don't
Do you remember that transmission?
Oh, right.
Yeah, so this probably will
This is another glitch.
rank close to that, whether or not. I'm looking at the script, the speech, and I'm wondering how on earth did that get there? Someone just want to fumble with the acting EFCC chairman's speech on coronavirus and corruption.
See,
there's a possibility, though.
Aghogho, this thing was simple. You know, it was so simple. What the thing about this thing was that Magu was obviously joking. He was telling a joke.
Yeah.
All EFCC needed to do was say to the cable, "Look, our Oga was clearly making a small joke as part of a bigger speech where he talked seriously about corruption. Why are you trying to paint it like it was a serious statement?" If they had done that, a lot of people would have agreed with them. But instead, they said, "He never said it," in capital letters. And so when the cable now plays the video, the EFCC looks bad. And it's the same kind of thing that happened here on Hard Facts. Before being sworn in, Governor Sanwo-Olu told his class at the Lagos Business School that he will decongest Apapa in 90 days. After swearing in, his people tried to claim that he never said it until we played the video here on Hard Facts as well. So why do government spokespeople do that? Why do they lie? Why?
Well, I don't know whether it's lie here, but he's. I don't even think it's even a joke because there are several reports indicating that he's said cancer is linked to corruption too. This is a quote: "Corruption is the worst enemy of Nigeria. It is a disaster. It causes all evils. Even cancer is caused by corruption. Every evil you find in society is caused by corruption. So it's high time you and I stamp out corruption." Last week he had said civil servants coming late to work was also a result of corruption. So if it happens once, it happens the second time, the third time, the same joke. I guess the punchline is missing, whether it's cancer or coronavirus. But the gravity of coronavirus makes it a difficult thing to say, I'm going to do a comic on it.
It's a funny thing. That's what I thought when I saw it. And the EFCC should have rolled with the punches instead of coming out to tell an outright lie.
Well, it was a dry joke, even if it was a joke.
Exactly. So why deny it is my point, Aghogho. Why did the EFCC deny it? Why does that happen? Why do government officials end up denying something that can very easily be proven, like statements made on video or audio? How does it affect your trust of government? We already don't trust you, and you're telling silly lies. This was an unnecessary lie. Unnecessary lie.
I trust the government.
From EFCC.
Yeah, but I trust the government.
Good for you. Do you trust the government? 01277-0993, 01277-1993, 01277-2993, and 01277-3993. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Sandra, how are we?
I'm very well. How are you?
Thanks a lot.
Turn your radio off.
It's okay. I want to comment. Is it better?
Yes, go ahead. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, let's take another call. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Yes.
Ufoma from Aghogho Oboh.
Go ahead, Ufoma.
Yes. Yes, based on what we just finished saying, government itself, they are not being sincere with themselves. So, if they said a thing this morning, in the evening, the government can change it. So, we have not yet had the governor that have the mind of the people at hand. But the governor we are having now is the governor for themselves and the people that surround them. But gradually, by God's grace, we will still have a governor who have the mind of the people and the people to be able to do the right thing.
Thanks for calling us. Hello, Zaros.
Yeah. Good day.
Good day.
My sister, I just get tired of this country, especially under this administration, where hypocrisy lies every moment they want to lie to Nigeria. Every minute they want to lie. They will say one thing now and they will deny it now. I think I want to...
What's going on? Hello. Okay, all right. Something's happening with the phone lines. We're going to try to have that sorted. Let's take another call now. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're live on the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. But you're in a very noisy place, though.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, go ahead.
So can you hear me now?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Should I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead. You're live on the show.
Okay, please. I'd like to trash based on the first discussion on air.
Go ahead.
Regards to government buying the foreign vehicle. So when you look at it, you will see that it's just a kind of hatred on the other side of it. Because look at Innocent Motors. It's a very wonderful motor and you can afford it at a very cheaper rate. So the question remains that why should the federal government, instead of them to patronize Innocent and the money will still remain here in Nigeria, they will now go outside to start buying foreign vehicles. It's just because Innocent is just an Igbo man. That's just the truth about it.
No, we can't say that. We can't say that. That's an assertion that you cannot prove. Let's move on to our final story because at 3:45, we're handing you over to the team from Raleigh Academy. The NSA is allegedly accusing the president's chief of staff of undermining the police. Premium Times is reporting that it has obtained a second memo from the NSA, Babagana Monguno, this time to the Minister for Police Affairs and the Inspector General of Police. In the memo, Monguno alleges that Chief of Staff Abba Kyari terminated a deal between the government and a UAE firm to provide equipment to the Nigeria police force. Premium Times claims that Monguno described Kyari's actions as, quote, reckless and irresponsible, end of quote. Previously, Premium Times published a story in which it claimed Monguno raised another memo, that time to all service chiefs, accusing Kyari of hampering the efforts to secure the country by issuing his own orders. In both memos, the National Security Advisor is said to have insisted that the office of the Chief of Staff to the President is not part of the military and security chain of command and can neither give nor change orders. All spokespeople for the presidency, when approached for comment on this story, have either declined or not responded. Aghogho, is that usual?
No, well, I guess with the president's team, there's always been this way in terms of people second guessing exactly what the president will do about this or whether he will just let this fly past. Previous times that we've had issues within the president's cabinet, if you even had ministers, for example, go public or allegedly public one with the other. Take, for example, when Ibe Kachuku was Minister for Petroleum, and then you had the NNPC MD then over, whose call it was in making certain decisions or signing certain documents. It was always said that the president wasn't going to interfere. And most likely this will go the same way. But what is curious is because of the pressure going on within the security circles, especially calls on the president to change service chiefs, whether this will just put the nail in the coffin for the service chiefs on the one hand or will elongate their tenure, something that people will talk about going forward. But if I'm going to place a bet on whether the president is going to respond to this or any member of his cabinet talk about this, I sincerely and seriously doubt it, because previous times, even when you've had cases close to this, no one said anything.
But you know, a lot of analysts have said that the presidency's silence on this issue is not ideal. The way they see it, a lot of Nigerians are very worried about the security situation, and there have been a lot of voices, both in the public and in the National Assembly, saying, like you said, Aghogho, that the service chiefs need to go and the security leadership needs to be shaking up. So when a reputable publication starts talking about accusations from the National Security Advisor that the president's #1 staff member and top advisor is undermining national security, surely the president must speak. It must either debunk the accusations or tell us the story is a lie or show that it is getting to the bottom of it. But there are others who say that the presidency should not comment. Some say that if it is not true, there's no need to give oxygen by responding. Others say that these are sensitive national security issues and they should be handled quietly. But some people counter by saying that, shouldn't the government, shouldn't the people have a say in national security conversations if things are not going well for the government? But that's where you come into the conversation. Where do you stand on this? Do you think the presidency should respond? How do you feel about its silence so far? Do you believe that somebody else, like maybe the National Assembly, should step in to investigate what exactly is going on between the NSA and the Chief of Staff? 01277 0993, 01277 1993, 01277 2993, and 01277 3993. Hello.
I am Ezedum from Surrey.
Ezedum, you're live on the show. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I was laughing before you brought up this topic now. That Magu said that
coronavirus is caused by corruption.
Corruption. I'm just laughing. I can't hold myself because he is thinking that everything is about corruption, but he forgot to know that he continued to stay in office is also corruption because he is yet to be confirmed by the Senate of the country. And you see, Sandra, when the president was sworn during his first term, did you watch the swearing in? And the party in the evening or in the last day, there was a cultural dance from Christina State where all the dancers are over 75 years or 80 years. I can't hold my laugh. And that's the memo by NFA is a heavy memo. And I am not expecting Lai Mohammed or any special advisor to comment. I am just looking forward to president's action because I know it's a heavy memo. I can remember when my father was sick. I know how we manage my father. I know the kind of documents that my father cannot handle. So if Kyari is overstretching his power, I cannot doubt it, and it is obvious that he will overstretch his power. Thank you very much.
All right, Ezedum, thanks for calling. Christopher is in Cyril. Hello, Christopher.
President Sandra.
Good afternoon.
Chief Oboh.
Hey, Chief Christopher. Makushi.
Chief Oboh. Some of us believe that any rat with a pointed nose is from American Zoo.
I've never been to an American zoo before.
Any rat with a pointed nose, it's from American Zoo. Now lie, we get rats from Nigeria here, we get pointed nose. So I will not be part of them. Chief Oboh, you remember the stories these guys tell where they were coming in, right? They won. I said, look, my problem is trust. So what is going on now? Do as I say, don't do as I do, right? They asked us not to buy foreign rice, that we should buy Nigeria, right? Then they asked us, buy made in Nigerian car. Now they are discussing how many billion did you call it to get the SUV? How many billion?
We haven't come up with the numbers yet. But we know, the SUV is 5.5 billion, but the one for the vehicles for the House of Reps.
Nigerians to please bear with this guy. This is what we want. We've gotten it. Igbo say, if only chokofo. So we've gotten it. We should stop complaining, please. Let's see how we can assist this president. For my own, I want him to seek for help in terms of security. Look at the front and back between Kyari and Monguno. Let them tell us that whatever whatever you want to bring to the president, go through Kyari, right? Why are they fighting over this again? Please, Nigerians, just be with them. Let's see how we can assist them to move this country forward.
All right, Christopher, thank you very much. We've got messages via WhatsApp.
I guess the messages on WhatsApp. I will never be surprised by anything that government officials say or do because majority of we Nigerians are sincerely hypocritical and therefore these guys in government cannot be different from us. Emmanuel from Ikoton. Stories like this further fuel the narrative that the president is the voice of Jacob by the hands of Esau. Premium time brought receipts and there is loud silence from the center. Could Achebe be right after all? Have things really fallen apart? Okay, that's MI. We spoke with you earlier on. A government that is founded on lies will always give what they are lies. Well, they were known for lies, says Mr. V from Surulere. And Adegboyega Dedeji says, our leaders will tell you that patriotism should start from the man selling gala on the street, not from them. Hypocrisy is when you close borders but eat foreign rice in your closet. Where Prada go for medical trip, buy foreign cars at the expense of the masses. You claim you're fighting corruption. Who is fooling who? A rhetorical question.
Who is fooling who, he says. Okay, it's 3:45, and we have to hand you over to the people from Raleigh Academy because learning how to trade Forex is something great. It's something that everybody needs to pay attention to. Everybody needs to try and do, if you can afford to do it, of course, because, now money kills soup way sweet, abi. But after that, immediately after the conversation with the people from Raleigh Academy, let's talk about men who suffer domestic violence and cannot talk about it because of so many reasons. What are these reasons? I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
And I'm Aghogho Oboh.
Hard Facts will be right back.
Hello. Glad to have you join us once again on this